Greetings, denizens of the tri-state area. Jacob Lyle here.
And Blue Dragon 5.
And Dragon, I know what we're going to do today. We're going to activate the Recap-inator and discuss my favorite cartoon, Phineas and Ferb. That's right. In honor of the 15th anniversary and in preparation for the upcoming revival, I'm guiding Blue Dragon 5 here through the series, experiencing his reactions, watching it for the first time, and reliving my summer memories throughout the years. Today's episode is Dude, We're Getting the Band Back Together. It's a story by Bobby Gaylor, Martin Olson, storyboards Chris Hedrick, Chong Lee, and Dan Bobenmeyer directing. So, Dragon, how are you coming down on this one?
Yeah, I thought it was a really nice episode. This is a big one for him, and it kind of feels like it. Yeah, I love the theme of the meaningful occasion and the basically meaningful occasions and redemption for botched meaningful occasions.
Oh yeah, like so you liked it then? That's
I enjoyed this one, yes,
and I'm sure there's quite a few things that I teased up that you were looking forward to that paid off in this episode.
Yeah, no, they did, yeah.
This is a very popular episode. It's like generally regarded as like probably the best from season 1 and probably one of the best in the entire show. You can. It's a very, very famous episode and probably one of the highest rated that the show has.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, it's like basically, you know, IMDb, right?
Yeah.
This episode has like a 9.2 on that.
Okay.
It's very highly rated amongst both critics and fans. It's a very popular episode, and it's even one of the creators' favorite episodes. Like Dan and Swampy consistently rated as one of their favorite episodes of the whole show. All right. And if you notice, it has some very interesting guest stars in this episode too.
Yeah.
All right. Like LAB is like absolute banger of an episode indeed.
Yeah.
All right. Like before do you want me to like tell you who they are as they come up, or just tell you about the guest stars up front?
Oh, what would you prefer?
I mean, I can go either way, Dragon.
Well, then pick a direction.
All right, I guess I'll tell them to you as we get to them.
There we go. All right.
Well, when they're introduced. All right. Okay, so the episode begins. I mean, I guess we can start from the beginning of the episode. It's like Lawrence turns out to have forgotten his wedding anniversary.
Bum bum bum.
Like, unfortunately, as great as this episode is, it does kind of have a cliche start with the husband forgetting the wedding anniversary. But in all honesty, I think the rest of the episode and just how well-meaning he is, it makes up for it.
So we start the episode off here. We have the boys get kind of an anniversary 101 talk with Candace, who explains the importance of such things. She also has to explain to her father, and we yet again we have a troubling look into the relationship with Jeremy here, where again it's a runner again. Like throw it up, Jacob.
So gritty reboot time.
Yeah.
Already, it's the new record.
Just a lot. Honestly, look, I'm jumping to go great reboot here. I'm just using it to kind of like it's more of a recurring thing that we've set up already. Just is the fact that this episode we teed this up last time that we set up that Lawrence has a proclivity for kissing portraiture.
Yes.
And we've set up beforehand that Linda, she sleeps with a picture of when Lawrence is away. She sleeps with a picture of him in her bed, like it's a pretty life-size picture. and Candace has picked up on this habit and does it herself with Jeremy. So yet again, it's just the fact that we're looking into the layers of relationships here, and with Jeremy, it's just the fact that Candace. It's like noted, like considering the anniversary, like all the things, like when she made him laugh and milk spurt out the nose, like she's obsessed with this boy. This boy should call the police. That's the thing. We just have like just imagine this. Imagine an episode like a one-off, a parody of all the parody episodes of Phineas and Ferb. Imagine a parody of Misery.
That would be messed up.
It would be again. That's why it's for the gritty reboot. There you go. Okay.
All right, gritty reboot.
Getting back on point here. So the boys want to help, and it's even a rare occasion where Candace gets in. It's a trio.
It's like, Dad, can we help? Not unless you can perform miracles. What's your budget?
Okay, now this line bothered me.
What?
This bothered me a little bit. Just not a bad way, just like in kind of a funny way. Just like, hey, we actually called out the budget. We don't get an answer.
No, nope. But apparently, they didn't even need to work with a budget in this case.
This is a universe-breaking moment, Jacob.
Yeah, so
the universe-breaking moment in terms of like, hey, what's your budget? Where do they get the money for these things? You know, when it's like, hey, you know, like, are they actually profiting? Like my headcanon is that they actually turn profit from their ventures, and those get reinvested into all these pipeline things.
Well, there's certain things that they may be getting money from, but I mean, they actually do explicitly in season 2 go into a money-making venture in a single episode.
That's what I'm saying. It's like you got to imagine that money is going somewhere, Jacob, and that money is just being.
But they don't do it. But they don't do it because they're out of money. They just do it because they want to do it.
That's the thing. There's dude. Yeah, sure. It's just the fact that he just kind of feeds into this whole thing of like, how do they afford these things?
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to like the other show you guys discuss, I mean, Batman stuff could be described as him being a millionaire.
Yeah, well, billionaire, but yeah.
Yeah, billionaire, whatever.
Yeah. No, it's actually important. Over the years, they've changed. It's very important. He's a billionaire now.
Yeah, okay, billionaire. That makes sense. But I mean, it's not really important to the plot where the money comes from here.
No, it's not. It's the fact that they literally like went out of their way to call it out in a gag versus like we was always speculating. They call it, yes.
Maybe the boys have a very good allowance.
I mean, sure, but it's just the fact of it's really funny. It's this whole like, you know, what's your budget, and then they don't answer. It's like, well, wait a minute, he didn't give a budget. He didn't say anything. What gives?
Like I said, maybe they get an allowance. Maybe they have a pretty good allowance.
How much money are they making from antiques?
I don't know, Dragon Hand. I'm not into antiquing. I mean, surely antiques can be pretty pricey.
I mean, yeah. But, okay, anyway. So, point being, Candace.
Guessing LEBS. I believe Dan said that they paid admission on the roller coaster and have been carefully investing across the summer.
I'm not wrong.
Word from Dan. So let's take his word for it. He would know better than any of us.
Jacob, throw up the other thing. Hiya, Dan. Just wanted to say thank you for giving us a little context. Okay, get out of there.
It's like, thank you, Dan. If you're out there watching us, thank you, by the way.
Yeah.
I should really tag him in one of these just to see if he comes to see it.
He'll be horrified. I'm sure.
I highly doubt. I mean, you're the one. I mean, maybe I don't know.
I mean, look, it'd be wonderful if he showed up, if he watched. I would like to think he takes a lot of what we do here in good fun, but he's probably like, oh, these guys are maniacs.
It's like, well, I mean, maybe. All right, but the fact that when Lawrence looks through his treasure memories, which is in a toolbox, he finds their favorite band, Love Handle.
I love this name for a band.
It is a great name. It's a complete play on words. You know, like
I don't know. I mean, it's perfect because of what this episode's going to be about, like bringing back the old band. So, like now in their Love Handle years, I think that's brilliant.
Well, like in addition to being a reference to the musician too.
Yeah.
All right, and like so about the band, which we will get to.
So we have a flashback first.
Yes. It's like who will be caught in the spotlight of love?
So I love, you know me, I'm a sucker for Linda. All right, I'm loving the parents on Phineas and Ferb, but particularly Linda, and I do love seeing like Linda and Lawrence share the first kiss.
Yeah, it was adorable.
It was, and I love the outfits on Linda too. By the way, I love like later on putting some nice stuff, but here particularly is this flashback. It's like, oh man, that's nice.
Oh, don't just stand there, man. Kiss her. It's like,
And they go for it, and then shortly Phineas and Ferb, Candace was born.
well, remember Phineas and Candace were already born at this point.
I know it. Wait, what? Oh yeah, you're right.
He's their stepfather.
No, yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. Yeah. Never mind.
Basically, one thing that I can confirm that Dan said that I actually do remember is that at this point they both were at home with their respective babysitters.
He said that.
Yeah, Dan confirmed that.
He confirmed it, as in this is not a plot hole because it looks very 80s-esque. So we're saying that this is like a recent thing.
Yeah, well, remember this episode came out in 2008.
Well, I know it came out. Well, you know what I mean. It came out in 2008, but still, it's like so. Even going back a piece, so this is a 90s band then.
Hey, remember the bands did play later on than that. So, I don't know. I'm just saying.
Well, I'm just saying for them to be gone and kind of missed and have all these life changes, at least like 10 years had to go by, right?
Probably a little bit less than that. And I mean, like I said, all he said was that they were that Phineas and Candace were, and also Ferb were at their own respective babysitters.
Okay, Jacob, throw up the thing again. The other one.
The gritty reboot or the message?
Message. Povenmire. I got one thing to say to you. Thanks again.
All right. There we go. All right. So basically, they get the idea to reunite the band, and of course they look up who the band members are and to figure out what exactly happened.
The fashion in which they do this is great because it's one of those "whatever happened to" specials. You know, like one of those.
Like behind the music.
Exactly. So we have. So we have the band. Tell us about the band.
Lines are drawn, then lines are crossed. Eventually, the lines are creased, and the piece of paper crumpled up and thrown away. Okay, Bobby Fabulous, the bass guitarist, runs a hair salon named after writer Bobby Gaylor, who actually has a spoken album named Fuzzatonic Scream, which is not for kids.
Are these musicians modeled after the writers in question?
Well, they're at least named after them.
I know they're named after them, but look-wise, I mean, what do you think?
I mean, Danny kind of looks like Dan, and Swan and Sherman kind of has like the hair and goatee going on.
Mm-hmm.
So there might be some similarities between them.
And what about Bobby?
Like, there's less public images exist of Bobby Gaylor, and obviously Bobby. And what I can say is, from what I've seen of him, he does not look anything like Bobby Fabulous.
So he does not look like Andy Warhol, is what you're telling me?
No.
Okay. I'd be impressed if he did.
And speaking of Bobby, voiced by Steve Zahn. Not by Steve Zahn, Carlos Alazraki. Now, Swampy, the next one, is voiced by Steve Zahn.
Yep.
And Danny, I don't know if you recognize the name, is voiced by Jared Reddick of Bowling for Soup.
Yeah.
Who actually performs the theme song of the show.
Okay.
So Swampy works at the library, and Danny runs a music shop. Now, as I mentioned before, Dan and Swampy themselves have had musical past that they actually performed in several bands in Los Angeles. So it's kind of reaching into their own personal history for this one.
Nice.
All right, and we have a big thing here: Phineas, Ferb, and Candace team up. What do you make of that?
Well, yeah, I mentioned this earlier. Yeah, we team up the siblings, and it's that's pretty good. Man, I'm like one of those guys where I really like it when Tom and Jerry kind of get along for a bit. So it's it's not that it's not the same equivalent, obviously, but it's it's a nice sight to see them all getting along, and Candace very invested. Like the idea, Candace fundamentally is a good daughter. You know, she's nuttier than a loon, but
Well, I mean, to be fair, she's not exactly nutty. Everyone just believes she is.
You're right. No, you're right. But still, though, she does have weird hang-ups. Again, the Jeremy thing being one. But beyond that,
but he likes her. But despite all that,
you're right. You're right. That's the get out of jail free card. But my point is, the fact that Candace, the fact that she has this insane thing where, but again, how justified is it at the end of the day? Like, is Candace like just so constantly she's like trying to get the boys in trouble? She's just trying to bust them and just get one over on them, and like they haven't really done anything wrong, and she just won't let it go.
Well, I mean, it's never. I mean, if you notice, the show never really tries to justify her behavior
Until
the gritty reboot time.
The gritty reboot.
Gritty reboot time. Here we go. This is a record of gritty reboots so far.
Well, look, we can ease up. I just thought you wanted to throw a few in there because we had the thing.
All right. I mean, I was just anticipating them dragging.
I'm gonna say in general, the gritty reboot, just the fact that again, Candace is like she's just planning. Like, okay, she has like a little chalkboard, like she flips it over, like this is how I'm gonna bust them this time. At a certain point, when we do the gritty reboot, we're gonna see like she is so desperate to get them, she's gonna lay out this huge elaborate trap, and it's just maddening. We see the madness just gonna taking hold. Basically, it's gonna be like that scene from Amadeus. It's pretty much what it's gonna be.
Like,
yeah,
Mozart.
Phineas and Ferb.
It wasn't the boys that were laughing at me. It was God.
No, it wasn't the boys laughing at me. It was Barry.
It was Barry.
It was that platypus. I saw him wear that hat.
Next recap will be completely wholesome to make up for this one. You heard the girl, Dragon. We have to completely skip on the gritty reboot next time.
Well, the thing, if you don't want to do the gritty reboot, we don't have to do the gritty reboot.
I mean, you're the one who keeps bringing it up. I only bring it up. I only put it in here for anticipation's sake.
All right, fine. Okay, LEB, you killed the gritty reboot. We're not going to do it again. Let's move on.
I mean, not again. Just next time.
No. She killed it. She killed the gritty reboot. She's going to have to live with that guilt. Okay. So
after they team up for true love, we figure out what Doofenshmirtz is up to.
At
Doofenshmirtz
abandoned self-storage.
And we figure out he's planning Vanessa's birthday party.
Okay, I love this so much.
It's like I told you what you were looking forward to. I tried to tell you that was coming up.
Yep.
It's like
yeah.
Here's Ellie's reaction to us killing the gritty reboot.
Yep. Well, it's all your fault, Ellie. So
like I said, it's just postponed for the next episode.
No. She killed it forever. So I'm sorry. She killed it.
And you're the one who's always warning me about changing running gags in this show, in this thing. So we're just gonna postpone it next week, and then come episode 16, we'll do the gritty reboot again.
No, I'm not promising anything. No.
I'll force it out of you if I have to.
Oh, you're gonna have to come up with it.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Anyway, you have fun with those anyway, so you're not gonna stop.
All right, so
tell us about your love of planning Vanessa's birthday, Dragon.
Of course, it's just this great dichotomy that Doofenshmirtz is an evil scientist, yet he is a really good dad. I love this humanizing factor that his birthdays, as we've established, are like the worst birthdays any child could ever possibly have. And on the flip, yeah,
because he had to throw them himself.
Yeah, he had to throw them himself even. So I love that it's a really nice, endearing thing that he's gone out of his way, and he's such a good dad. He's never forgotten her birthday. He's always trying to do something nice and special. And we saw, I love the wallet photos, and we see the bazillion wallet photos, and all of these are like, again, it's not like catastrophe or ruin birthdays, but she's clearly not happy at these birthdays. But you see him making an honest, good faith effort. He's not screwing it up. He's like, he got her a pony. He was a clown, when she was really young. He's making a good faith effort, and he's I found that very endearing. So already that is endearing too. I love Vanessa, and. And it's, in general, I just love how it comes about. Where it's the Perry Platypus comes in and it says, "Oh, Perry Platypus, can you help me with this?" And it basically just he says like, "I'm trying to throw my daughter a birthday party. You want to help me?"
And Perry does help him.
He does. We have a nice little jaunty montage of the cake and the punch and the balloons and all the other stuff that happens off screen.
That punch and cake really look good.
Oh, of course, it's cartoon cake and punch.
I don't know what he put into the punch. It looks like orange slices or something. But
yeah, you do that. The people, they put in like slices of stuff sometimes. I don't. It's like a. I don't know if it was oranges or not, because sometimes people put lemon in water, so I don't know if it's like the same principle. I think it's the same principle, even if it's a different fruit. It's citrusy.
I mean, I've had things like that. I just couldn't tell what it was here. Just like, I mean, it looked like purple punch, like, which is probably like grape, like grape of some kind, and I just don't know if like it would like be like apple slices. Well, it didn't really look like apples. Like probably something else citrusy, as you said. Like,
yep.
I mean, it just looked really good in the cake. Of course, I mean, Doofenshmirtz, as they established, Doofenshmirtz can make a pretty good cake, and cheese. There, the platypus who ate all the cheese. I just love that line so much.
I love that there's a real bond. He just retired from evil, and then he ate the cheese. He just couldn't let.
Perry just had to eat the cheese.
God.
That's right. Perry only brought that on himself.
All right, so then we get to this hilarious reveal of Doofenshmirtz. The doof. So the doof, he is piece de resistance.
Yes. the firecracker.
Yes. The world's largest firecracker.
And it is an impressive looking firecracker.
Mm-hmm.
It's like this is awkward.
Now here's the awkward part. For you, not for me.
It's like, yeah, it's like because he's strapped. Of course, he has to strap Perry to the rocket.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that's kind of obligatory. It's like there's a giant rocket, you kind of have to tie your nemesis to it. But you can probably imagine how that was going to go immediately once you saw the episode. You could probably be like, yeah, Doofenshmirtz is going to be tapped to that, isn't he?
Does it go any other way?
Probably not, unless in the gritty reboot.
No, LAB killed that, Jacob. We can't cite the gritty reboot.
Yeah, just let it go, Dragon.
No, apparently it's gotten stale to the point where we can't use the gritty reboot anymore. Apparently we've overplayed it because it was just.
I think she was more like talking about the fact that we did it so much early on.
Yeah.
So.
We've received letters, so we can't do it.
We received one letter, and it wasn't even one telling us to stop. So we can continue that. Let's just continue on with the episode first.
Anyway.
Yes.
So. Let's see. So, Doofenshmirtz, let's spring forward to the party a little bit there. We have Doofenshmirtz brings Vanessa in.
Yeah, but of course she's not very happy with it at all.
And again, I was wondering, and I like that we do get like an actual answer here. Initially, I'm thinking like, why does Vanessa look so unhappy in all these photos? He's making a genuine effort, and it's just kind of dad issues incarnate. But primarily, it's the fact that he doesn't get his daughter. He's treating her like she's a baby. That said, I do kind of wonder why we don't see like happy young Vanessa, and then we get the sour age 10 and up sort of thing.
I mean, it's entirely possible she didn't like that even back then.
I mean, it's also, you're right. It's not impossible, but I don't know. It's just, I kind of think it would give power a little more to what we have here, where Vanessa, again, she makes an excellent point that you're treating me like a kid. You don't even know what I like.
Dragon, LEB came up with a compromise. just do a grittier reboot section that's even more cursed than usual.
Well, then there's gonna be like human sacrifice and stuff. I don't know if
Well,
can
Dragon,
go that
we
far.
already have people dying and coming back with clones. I think we've already passed that point. We need to go even worse.
No.
All right.
Yeah.
But yeah, but like Vanessa's like, you remember he still sees Vanessa as his baby girl, even if she is 16. So that explains why he's doing it even now. But even back then, it's like it's entirely possible he didn't fully understand like what her interests were.
Yeah. It's like what if you had like Big Bob Pataki from Hey Arnold, only it was the opposite, where he's a really good dad, but he just wasn't quite listening, versus like he really stinks at it, but then when he gives it a shot, he just kind of misses the mark slightly.
So yeah, like it's a good thing Big Bob Pataki isn't her dad. I mean,
Yeah.
those kids. I mean, his two kids that he already has are bad enough, are awful bad enough with him there.
Yeah.
Uh,
Anyway.
yes. Actually, but let's get back to the boys.
Sure.
And they arrive at the music shop where Danny is berating this customer for like we're not using the guitar properly. No, this is a rock and roll guitar for rock and roll music.
So then we meet Dan here, basically, the Poffenmeyer knockoff.
The lead singer of the group.
Yep. If that's not an ego move, I don't know what is.
I said he didn't. I don't know if it can be called ego moves, more of an homage, I guess.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Danny is clearly passionate about music, as you can tell.
Oh, for sure.
Like,
So then we have like this kind of music through the ages sort of thing here. Like, we have like he starts off like him loving the blues, and how the blues end up being funk, and that being metal.
Yeah, that's actually here. The song's actually called "The History of Rock," and it's actually fairly accurate. Like how a lot of modern day rock and roll and other kinds of music stemmed from blues.
No, for sure, yeah.
It's like written by Chris Hendrick, Martin Olson, and Dan wrote it himself. It's like, and of course, it like even gets into psychedelia. Like, what's with all the colors? I have no idea. Another episode that kind of pseudo references drugs in a way.
I do rather enjoy funk, so I do love that we kind of represent it there.
Yeah, like what kind of funk you into then?
I mean, I don't really know if I can name specific funk. I just like funk.
And funky.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah. So of course Danny's the easiest one to convince.
Yep.
Which is nice.
Then the guy comes back and says, like, I want that,
The spirit of rock and roll is called out to me.
Great, that'll be $18,000.
$1,800.
Oh, yeah, 1,800. Sorry.
Like, I knew it. That'll be $1,800. I mean, to be fair, no one ever said the spirit of rock and roll would be cheap.
That's true.
I mean, have you seen like some of those guitars? They're expensive, and heck, $1,800 is actually pretty cheap for a new electric guitar.
Right.
I mean, I didn't. Trust me, I'm in a family that collects guitars. My step family, they're big in music and they collect guitars.
Okay.
They're not cheap.
Yep, like gunpowder and gasoline. They're not cheap.
Yes, not cheap at all.
Yeah.
So of course we have to go back to Lawrence and his attempts to salvage the day.
Lawrence. So okay, so let me tell you, I love this business idea so much. I love the idea of love on the run. And you have like John DiMaggio is like this is like the spokesman here, just saying like, it's just a great idea for a business. And here's your lovogram, and lovogram is like pretty much like this kind of this olive oil looking like
old lady.
If olive oil had grown old, she would have become this old lady. And it's like kind of an old little laughograms like lady in like this giant like heart costume who does like a little skit, little telegram skit.
So it's your anniversary.
Exactly, and then like we'll get the rest of the stuff out there for me. Just like basically like an apology cake and like a little candlelight thing. everything, which then literally blows up in his face. I do call Jacob, put up the thing.
The message.
Yes.
Message.
Dan
And
Swampy.
Swampy.
Dan Swampy. Guys, I gotta call out some BS here. Just how did things catch on fire? Okay, the candles were lit. There was no fault. We didn't see it. It just randomly caught on fire. Okay, like it wasn't. There was a prime opportunity for the Laughograms lady to knock it over by accident. She didn't do that. She was there. Didn't do it. I mean, are we saying that wind will cause fire that easily? I mean, I guess we're saying ultimately that it was the candles were too close to the flowers. I mean, I guess, right? That's the only possible way. That's like, can that happen, Jacob?
Yes.
Okay. I'm just saying it's just it feels really. Oh man, I was looking for the. Oh, never mind. I thought the crawl was still going. Oh, there we go, guys. It's a little too easy. Okay, guys, you're better than this. It's a little too easy. Just like, and everything just happens to catch on fire, like an errant little gust of wind, or just like we didn't like see a bit where like they're pushed too close to the flowers, like or you did it by accident. It's a bit much.
All right, that's a bit of a minor nit.
It's a good episode. That's why they're minor, Jacob.
Dan Swampy, I'm a little concerned by this, a little bit scorned by this inaccuracy. Honestly, it's not even really that much of an inaccuracy. That kind of stuff happens in real life.
I mean, how has that ever happened to you?
Not to me, but I've seen it happen.
Really, you've seen flowers placed too close to the thing and they catch fire?
Yes.
Let me ask you this. Looking at the episode, did the flowers look that close to the flames, or was it just like was it a cheat?
I mean, I don't know. Maybe she tried to put the flowers back after they caught fire.
Yeah, I don't know.
All right.
Anyway, point being, everything catches on fire, and we put it out with like the garden hose, and we like ruin the cake and everything. It's an utter disaster.
But the burnt rose does get a nice payoff later.
I mean, we have an even better payoff with the cake.
Yeah, that too.
Is that the cake from the trash? Like, don't judge me.
Yeah, it's like I don't want good cake to go to waste. It looks like it definitely looks like it went to waste.
Literally wastebasket. But yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of which.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, next up is his trying to convince Bobby at the hair salon, where Linda and Candace currently are.
This is a comedy of errors thing where basically the boys are about to walk in and get this guy, and then Candace cannot let Linda see that the boys are there.
Yeah, to make sure it's usually the opposite of what she tries to do.
Oh yeah.
It's like she usually tries to get like, Mom, look at this, see what they're doing. But now it's like, now she can't see what they're doing.
So this is really funny. The fact this keeps going, and then we have this really funny gag, like, even during the song, like like Linda's being moved around in the choreography of the song, but still her face being obscured.
It's like, yep, and the dry cycles droning out the song.
Oh yeah.
Like, before we get to the song, though, it's like we meet Bobby Fabulous, and he's kind of an egotistical fellow, isn't he?
Oh, for sure, yeah. I mean, he's got the whole Andy Warhol look going on.
And Carlos Alazraki, I love his performance as Bobby.
Oh, he's always wonderful.
Oh, of course he is. And of course, Dan's worked with him multiple times as well, notably with Rocco's and everything.
Yeah.
It's like, Fabiana, who are these little people? Wait, we need to mention like Phineas and Ferb's backup plan.
Yeah.
What's their backup plan?
I love the backup plan. Ferb is wearing like a medieval knight helmet. Like I forget what century it is, but and he's got like a mace. He's got like a medieval mace. And again, if somebody didn't shake her confidence earlier, there'd be a lot of room to explore here. But can't do it now. You can thank LEB for that.
Dragon, Gritty reboot time.
No, it was Gritty reboot time now. Not anymore.
What would happen in the Gritty reboot, Dragon?
You have to tell me because I'm sorry, my confidence is completely shaken by LEB, so I can't do it. If you want to do it, you can. If she wants to do it, she can.
Let's just say things would get very, very bloody.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just say like he would start with the legs, and then move higher and higher until it's directly below his head. It's like, will you join us now? It's like, yes, I swear I'll join you. Just don't hurt me. Just deliver your promises. All right, there we go.
Okay.
All right, but of course, you're a mess, and you. Feudal Europe is so last month. For heaven's sake, talk to the hand. Secretly, I'm very lonely. and we hear that 2 more times in this show. Not in this episode, but that phrase comes up at least 2 more times. Once by Norman, once by Doofenshmirtz. So
The talk to the hand gag.
Yeah, it's like not the talk to the hand, but the line. Secretly, I'm very lonely. It's like Alex said, Ferb did it for love, though.
He did.
And of course, even when Bobby called it boring, his face is like, "Not yet, Ferb." Like Ferb was getting ready to throw it. I was like, "What did you say about my parents?" Like Ferb was getting ready to throw down.
Itchy Lot Productions.
Yeah, not yet, Ferb.
Not yet, Ferb. Again, the "yet" being the operative word there.
Yeah, Phineas was all in on the plan. Like he didn't say no, not to do it at all.
See, we don't even have to come out with a great reboot on that one. It's already there.
It's like they were basically planning on like just knocking him out and forcing him to do it against his will. If he didn't concede, if he didn't go along with it.
Yeah.
It's like it's basically like a tag him and bag him kind of thing. Speaking of which, so how you coming down on the song "Fabulous," Dragon?
I really liked it.
It was a pretty nifty song. It's catchy. Plus, it doesn't. Like I said, Chris Hedrick, Dan Swampy, Martin Olson, and Bobby Gaylor wrote the song. So like, and of course, it has the title. The title mentioned is like, "Dude, we're getting the band back together." It's like, I mean, I just love that. I just love that part so much.
Yep.
Oh, maybe I can find my old leather. Dude, we're getting the band back together. I don't know if the episode was named after that line or they just found a way to insert it into the episode, but either way, it worked out well.
Yep, Itchy Lot says, "Title drop, take a shot."
Unfortunately, I don't have a shot.
Yep.
Dragon, do you have a shot?
No, just through the heart by LEB. LEB shot me through the heart earlier. That's about it.
Just let it go, Dragon. All right. Basically after all that and all the entire spectacle of the musical number, in which case, of course, as we see, Linda doesn't notice at all, and Candace frantically trying to get out of the way. It's like, and Ferb's like, "Did we take that as a yes?"
Can you remind me of something? When Linda, when we eventually let Linda come up for air, when we let Linda come up for air, like, was her hair all nice and everything? Like, did she come up with a good style? Like, what her hair look like?
Well, I mean, after Candace drowned her in water, basically her hair was all wet after all soggy. But we didn't see her come out after that. The next we see her is when they were shopping for dresses.
Yeah, that's the thing. It feels like that's like a missed opportunity of a gag there. If we just had a moment where we saw the like, oh man, that looks really nice, Candace. Thank you.
For all I know, they might have planned that gag, but they didn't go along with it. I mean, as I said, not a lot of background stuff exists in the writing process of in these episodes.
I just want to highlight again. I had a great reboot for this scene, but now not so much.
LEB, can you apologize?
Anyway,
LEB, can you please apologize to him? Or what if we get Dan to overrule this? What if Dan tells you to continue, Dragon?
Well, then sure, but we're never gonna hear from Poffenmeyer.
or Swampy. What about Swampy?
No, it's gotta be Poffenmeyer.
What? Like they're both the equal creators on this show, Dragon.
No, that's true, but like one's the voice of Doofenshmirtz.
like, now I have to dedicate to the bit too.
Yep.
Dang it.
It looks like it.
Remember, I've actually had like responses to both like Dan, Swampy, and a couple people on a couple of the crew on Twitter. Well, that was years ago, but still.
All right.
So I was like, so maybe I could ask him. Like I said, Dan has an active TikTok and YouTube channel, so we could reach out to him there.
Yep.
All right. So, and of course, we see of course, after the word is spread, the Fireside Girls and Isabella are already building the stage for the big reunion, which is nice. Which leads us to them going to the library. Now they find Sherman, used to go by Swampy, having feel like he lost his sense of rhythm after falling in a metronome factory.
I love they call it the accident, and again, this is the third one.
Oh god, Dragon just okay. Well, I'll ask Dan to give approval. She's like, well, I'll ask Dan not to give approval for the Gritty reboot stuff. What did I do to deserve this?
Well, you agree with her, Jacob. That's what you did to deserve this.
I was just going along with the bit. I thought it was just a bit.
All right.
I was just joking. I'm sorry.
Yep.
Anyway, I'm sorry, Dragon. Do you forgive me?
I don't know.
What do I need to do to have you forgive me?
I don't know. I mean, the LEV confirming it does not instill my confidence. My confidence is all shaken. I'm thinking the Gritty Reboot's a terrible idea.
Yeah, 14 episodes into this thing, and now he suddenly decides it's a bad idea.
Yeah. Well, again, I was all good. We were getting nothing but yeah, I love the Gritty Reboot. Now it's like, can the next episode be wholesome?
Like, yeah, she was Dragon, which is kind of surprised, which is kind of a shame because I was joking, but the next one actually has some interesting real world issues with that one.
Yeah.
So, oh well.
Yep. Yeah, well, we lost a bit. Now we only got one.
Yeah, and whose fault is that?
It's LEB's fault.
It's your fault for not taking a joke. It's our fault for not taking a joke, Dragon. All right, so after falling asleep in the metronome factory, so what do you make of that concept? Just falling asleep in a metronome factory and losing your sense of rhythm.
Well, I mean, it's a rather easy place to fall asleep at. Think of it just going back and forth and back and forth.
Yeah, but
it's like the old.
Yeah, go on.
It's like the old pocket watch gag. Like the tick-a-tock, basically you fall asleep.
Yeah, fell asleep in a metronome. Elliot be like, I'm scourge of chat.
Yep.
Oh, God. And I didn't do anything to deserve this. Why am I being punished here?
You didn't back up your partner.
It's like I was going along with the joke. That's all I was doing.
You're supposed to go along with my joke.
I've been going along with your jokes for 14 episodes.
Yes. What was one more?
Oh God! All I'd say is never mind. We can do it next time. All right, Dragon.
I don't know now.
Okay, and that leads us to the next episode, next song anyway, where where Phineas is obviously realizing that he has not lost his sense of rhythm, in a song aptly titled "Ain't Got Rhythm." Robert F. Hughes, Danny Jacobs, Swampy Martin Olson, and Dan wrote the episode.
Gotta remind
Go on.
Sorry, it's just like this. The song title does remind me of that Muppet gag with Rolf the dog and Fozzie Bear, where Fozzie is trying to sing "I've Got Rhythm," but he has no rhythm at all. And then basically the way the song is composed, Rolf the dog writes, "I don't got rhythm," and that actually is in time with like the way the song plays. So he kind of gets rhythm by saying, "I don't got rhythm."
I don't got rhythm.
Yep.
It's like, and yes, as Itchy-Lot just pointed out, this song was actually nominated for an Emmy Award.
Hey.
And now it was nominated for the 2008 Emmy Award for Outstanding Original Music and Lyrics. It lost to Jimmy Kimmel's song "I'm Effing Matt Damon."
God. Wait, that's what it lost to?
Yes, I don't know if you've heard that song, but
No, I know. I'm well aware of the whole Matt Damon Jimmy Kimmel thing, so I'm well aware of that song. Yes.
Yes, the song lost to that song.
That's a shame.
Yeah, tell me about it. Nobody even remembers. Well, obviously you remember that song, but I think more people know this song than they do that one.
And you know what that song was?
What?
A running gag.
Yep, it was a running gag.
Yeah.
LEB agrees with you, Dragon. Damn you, Jimmy Kimmel.
Yep.
It's like, I mean, technically, I think at that point he wasn't Jimmy Kimmel on ABC, therefore also Disney, I guess.
Yeah.
So I was like, it was like Disney versus Disney in that case. But this song is arguably I mean, not arguably, it is better than the Matt Damon song.
Yeah.
And it's like F Jimmy Kimmel, not for beating Phineas and Ferb, just in general.
I mean, again, I think the Jimmy Kimmel Matt Damon thing is really funny. Aside from that, like I never liked the whole F and Matt Damon thing, but I loved everything else. Though I do really love in that feud. It's really funny.
It's like, yep, that's like, but yep, this song. I mean, I'm sure there were other nominees that year, but that's the one that won.
That's like to a degree, it's almost like Jimmy Kimmel hates Matt Damon as much as like the reverse Eobard hates Barry Allen.
Like, my goals are beyond your understanding.
Again, if you watched more Reverse Flash, you'd have so many other cooler lines than
I know, but it's the only one I've seen, and I don't want to watch through a whole bunch of Flash or find a YouTube video just of Reverse Flash.
Why? Why not?
Because I wouldn't understand the context.
Well, then just watch the 2 seasons.
Okay. Is it on HBO Max?
Probably. It might still be on Netflix. You have to check.
All right.
I don't know. It's somewhere. It's between the two of them. Anyway.
All right. So yeah, this song. So yeah, this is like This song was nominated for an Emmy Award. It's like, what do you make of it? It's like it's a song. It's basically a song about a guy like going through and realizing that he hadn't lost his rhythm after all. It's a great uplifting, ultimately song. So, what do you make of this song, Dragon?
I mean, it's good. I don't know if I like it as much as the as the hair salon song, but it's good.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, for a while, it's like I kind of wrote this song off too, but I've grown to appreciate it over the years. Like I said, it's basically like about an artist that basically thought he lost his touch, but then going back into it, realizing he still got it. I mean, you can't deny that's at least somewhat inspiring.
Yep.
It's like, would you just go join the band? It's like, hey, I got rhythm. I mean, I just get chills every time I hear that. Not necessarily chills, just like it's like a heartwarming kind of awesome moment like that. And Ellie B's joining in the Jimmy Kimmel jokes. Like, Jimmy Kimmel's generally one of history's greatest monsters. He's history's greatest monster. Oh, God. So apparently Jimmy Kimmel's a bit of a controversial person in this chat.
I mean, apparently, I don't dislike Jimmy. I don't really love Jimmy Kimmel, but I don't really dislike him that much either. So I like him for the running gag. It's really bad.
I mean, I'm just saying, just between LEB and Itchy-Lot, who I've never seen before, so welcome to the channel.
Yeah.
So this seems to be Jimmy Kimmel's controversial, which is kind of funny considering they have literally Jon Stewart appearing in a later episode.
Yeah, I think everyone likes Jon Stewart, though.
I know.
But I mean, people like both Jon Stewarts, but obviously the one with the ring a lot more. But still, people like Jon Stewart.
Yes, it's like he doesn't appear till season 4, but he does appear in this show as well. So it's not the only time the show's crossed paths with a talk show host. He's not a morning talk show host because Doofenshmirtz would eliminate those.
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
he's an evening talk show host. There's a difference. so clearly, and Candace is keeping Linda busy trying on all the dresses, which seems to be working out well.
Yep.
So basically, after the whole Vanessa showing up back to the party thing, Love Handle shows up in the garage, and Sherman starts eating cake from the trash, which is just gross. I mean,
Yeah.
Dragon, if it looked good, would you still eat cake out of the trash?
You never, you're not familiar with Seinfeld, right?
I've watched a bit of Seinfeld.
Okay, did you ever get to the episode of Seinfeld? I think it's in season 4. I think George Costanza. Yeah, what?
I didn't get that far.
Okay, well, one minute, 4 or 5. I think George Costanza. It's anywhere between seasons 4 and 6. I know that much. George Costanza is dating a girl, and basically things are actually going well in the relationship, and he knows he can like charm the mother and everything. What's the point being? He's in the kitchen, and he's about to throw something away, and he sees like an eclair is like it's in the foil, it's in like the little doily foil thing, and it's on the very top of the trash can. It's not like in there, it's not like nasty. Like a bite's been taken out of it, but he saw that the mother took a bite out of it, and George Costanza, he ate an eclair out of the garbage can, and the mother walked in on him doing this, and
oh god.
So basically, it's just running gag throughout the whole episode. She thinks he's homeless.
Oh god.
He's just doing like ridiculous like stuff like that. And he's like a guy. He actually tosses coffee on a guy's windshield, and he's afraid of getting beaten up. So he basically wipes it clean with like a newspaper, and then she comes drive along.
Yeah. Oh my god. I mean, this episode even had a bit of a joke about that. It's like the music still continues to warm the hearts of its adoring public. It's just two guys thrown in the dumpster and light fires. That was.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can't let good cake go to waste. It's like it went to waste to me.
Yep.
And that of course leads to the whole like infighting again amongst the band. Like it's like, what about your fans? Like, besides you and your dad, Phineas, what fans?
We open the thanks to Isabella. We open the garage, and we see everyone's been gathered.
Oh yeah, it's like, oh yeah.
Something to highlight. Jacob, throw up the thing.
Message or gritty reboot?
Well, again, LEB killed the gritty reboot, so put on the there you go.
She killed it for this episode.
I mean, she might have killed it forever. I don't know. I mean, I had a lot of great gritty reboot material, but I can't use it now thanks to LEB.
Dragon, we have 3 more seasons after this.
I know it's a shame. It's a shame.
Dragon, you'll find plenty of opportunities for gritty reboots.
I have plenty of opportunities now for the gritty reboot, but I can't take them thanks to LEB.
You're just being stubborn at this point.
Yeah.
At least you're not. It's not stubbornness. It's also more petty too.
Yeah, I know it's extremely petty.
No, at least you're not denying it.
I'm not denying it at all.
All right. So, what's your message to the boys? I can't really call them the boys since they're both like 40 years older than me.
No, they're young at heart.
True.
So, Dan and Swampy, I want to commend you guys because it's a really good idea. Ordinarily, when you think, okay, we're going to do the infighting in the band, and we have like a longer episode than we usually have, and we kind of delay this, and it'd be like a more happenstancey sort of thing. But no, we nipped that in the bud, pacing wise.
They're already there.
They're already there.
A message to the man or the men.
Yeah, man. I mean, men.
So Dragon has a word for you guys, and he's wanting to congratulate you.
Yes, congratulations, boys, or congratulations, men. Yeah.
So I was like, okay, now the comment.
That's the fact that seriously, this episode does have really good pacing. It made the most out of its runtime. Where at times, Phineas and Ferb sometimes they've shortchanged episodes when they've kind of had to fit into, and this feels like a proper event.
It's like many people say that this is like the episode where the show fully found its footing.
Yep.
And can you see where that comes from? Like there's a reason like where this episode is so high rated because like this is the show that like this is the episode where like it fully came into its own.
Yeah.
So of course we see them and it's like, oh boy, their fans are back. But of course, someone else isn't having any good luck whatsoever.
Doofenshmirtz.
Yeah, Doofenshmirtz is like, I can't believe it, I failed again. And you just feel the sadness in his voice.
I do, and it's a birthday-related trauma for him, and I feel honestly, I like the fact that Doofenshmirtz, again, he's trying to do something really nice for his daughter all these years, and yet again, it's like his curse, like the man dooms birthdays.
I mean, I just feel bad for the guy. I think it's like you can tell he wants to do right for her, and like he's trying to be the best he can, but sometimes it's just not good enough, and it's honestly a relatable thing for a lot of fathers.
Yep.
I mean,
sometimes he's just trying to do gritty reboot jokes, and then sometimes people shatter his dreams.
I'm sorry, Dragon. All right. Like I said, we apologized. I mean, I apologized. I'm trying to get it reinstated. Help you go.
Would you like me to bring back the gritty reboot?
Yes, Dragon. Yes, I would. Yes, I would.
Okay, rapid fire.
Gritty reboot time. Actually, hold on.
Oh, no, never mind. Get it off. Get it off.
Typing in rapid. Hold on. There we go.
No. I just saw the comments. Remove it all.
What?
We were so close, and then Helly doomed it.
Oh, come on. You're not even going to take my word for it?
I did. We were almost there, and now we're not. We were so close.
Why does she have more say in this than I do? I'm the one running this thing. Remember?
I remember.
So Dragon, give us your freaking gritty reboot. Rapid fire.
Oh, fine, if you're gonna beg.
Yes, I'm gonna beg. Let me make it so I can crawl. There we go. I'll even put it down there.
Okay. So going back to the hair salon, okay. Candace, in trying to shield her mother from the surprise, tragedy strikes. Linda ends up in a coma.
Oh boy, not a good way to spend an anniversary.
No, but when she comes out of it, it's the anniversary next year. She didn't miss a thing.
It's like, yeah, it took Love Handle a year to get back together, but we did it.
Yep, realism. Okay, so Phineas and Ferb, they go in there. Ferb's threatening this man with the mace. Here's what actually happens compared to what Jacob laid out.
I'm guessing you have more details.
Well, yes, kind of a less is more sort of way.
Okay.
Ferb, it's an intense thing where Ferb, it's like he doesn't really even have to do anything with the mace. He's basically he's pounding the thing against his hand, and he's like the handle of the mace, and he's like, "Do we have a problem?"
Basically, he's the silent but deadly type.
Exactly, and then when he says like, "No, I don't want to do it," then he slams it into the floor. Bam!
I said, "Do we have a problem?"
And he's starting to get scared, and then again, so there's two ways that scene goes. One, it ends there, and he says yes because he values human life, his own human life. Flip side, bam to the knee, right there. He collapses. Oh my God! It's a going full on Tarantino scene, and then boom, right to the right to the goodie bag. And then the man is just like, oh, why didn't I say yes? Too late. Are you going to do it? Yes. I'm gonna play. Well, then fix your leg and get on stage. All right, let's see. Then we have Oh well.
All right.
All right.
Is that the last of the gritty reboots for right now?
Yeah, for right now, unless there was like another setup you can think of, but yes, I believe that is it. Yes.
All right. So Perry's of course Doofenshmirtz is feeling the failure of the ray gun. Feeling the failure of his failed party. Like I said, you feel bad for the guy, so it's like, oh, at least I can watch you explode, which is a consolation prize.
Which, by the way, I love like the coup d'état for what soured things with Vanessa here, where Johnny. So we set up John. We got to talk about Johnny.
Oh yeah, Johnny.
So the fact that I love the parallel between Candace and Vanessa so much is the fact that there's like another teen girl
Oh,
character, and they have like
hold on, Jane. Like LEB is like, it's been a pretty wholesome stream, so I guess I'm ready for the gritty reboot again.
All right.
See, it all worked out.
It all worked out. Okay.
We got the band back together.
Yeah. Yes, we did.
See, it all works. Music does change lives, Dragon.
Okay. So anyway, so Johnny, the fact that she has a Jeremy equivalent. And I love Doofenshmirtz's line. I saw little hearts by his name. I know what that means.
Yep.
Yeah, it's great.
And the only thing is, it's getting in the way of her and Ferb.
Bum bum bum. So then we're gonna have another scene where Ferb has the mace out, and he doesn't say a word. He's just like he's thinking to himself, "Next time, next time, Johnny."
Here's Johnny.
Or no, no. There's Johnny over there, and up there.
It's like, I'm coming for you, Johnny.
More like less. Here's Johnny. More. Where's Vanessa saying? Where's Johnny?
It's like, oh, he went away.
Just Ferb just kind of shrugging his shoulders, like,
no, I have absolutely no idea.
Then Phineas like walks in the bedroom, like, oh God, no, wow, no, it's all over. Oh, the blood. Oh, why?
Like,
why?
LEB like, good luck beating Ferb, Johnny boy. Ferb's playing the long game.
Yeah.
Yes, he is. All right.
Oh, he turned it into it's a rudimentary skin suit. Oh God.
This is all right.
Yeah.
It's like, of course Perry escapes using his wristwatch.
I love the wristwatch. I love the laser bound wristwatch. It's awesome.
You always love that kind of stuff, don't you?
I do. Yes.
It's like the ultimate show for you would be like a mundane spy show.
Pretty much, yeah.
I mean, that's actually a good idea for a show. I need to write that down.
I mean, we kind of have that with Archer to a degree. It's just a little bit more crass, but it's essentially mundane spy show.
Well, if you count Kim Possible as a spy, that kind of works too.
Well, you're right. Kim Possible is actually probably the perfect example. So there you go.
I mean, she's not exactly a spy, but it has all the gadget stuff.
I mean, she's involved in espionage, and she's not a superhero, but she's the hero is a teen hero. So I don't know. It's kind of a middle ground there.
LEP. Isabella, have the Fireside Girls ever handled a body before?
Well, not really, but we could try.
Like, no, we need to get our mortician patch. I'll get the body bags. All right, so Doofenshmirtz starts firing his ray gun around which is one of his more mundane ways to attack Perry, as we've noticed.
Yep. So, anyways, of course, he basically destroys the whole warehouse, self-storage place, and basically turns into kind of a goth paradise.
Yep, but not before getting his arm caught in the rocket.
Now that was done very mundanely. It's like barely caught. You can really slip out of it rather easily if you really wanted to.
But like people are panicking. They don't really make the best decisions, and of course, he got his arm slipped in there. He's like panicking. He can't get out in time. I mean, with 10 seconds left, of course you're going to be panicking, and that'll make things a lot harder.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, boys, let's blow the roof off this place. No, it's gonna blow the roof off this place.
So the parallel, the paralleling between the two stories is really good.
Yeah, I mean, I love like the way these two stories intersect. Like this is like one of the best so far in the 14 episodes of how they intersect. Like, it's not exactly one where they intersect where one like ruins or gets rid of the others. It actually kind of enhances it if you think about it. It's like so we get to the big musical number, the other big musical number of this episode, the one that was on the chart for 11 minutes. You snuck your way right into my heart. Written by John Goldenberry, Chris Hedrick, Martin Olson, and Dan Bobbingmeyer. It's like, I mean, this entire scene is just perfection, if you ask me. It's like from from Linda coming, is that love handle? The spotlight, the Lawrence coming out with the burnt rose. It's just, oh my. The entire scene is just like amazing. It's just perfection.
Yeah.
I mean, I could gush about this for a while.
I mean, yeah, I love like they're all like surrounding the car as it walks up, and of course, once we have them together, we're putting them on like the kiss cam. Essentially, we're projecting them onto the big screen, and yeah, it's a really lovely moment.
Like he has like, I love this song too. It's like it's a genuine. It sounds like a genuine 80 hair metal love song.
Oh, for sure.
Like, have you heard plenty of those, Dragon?
Well. Here's the thing, like the whole the glam band, kind of like hair band sort of thing. I can never delineate what the hair rock music is versus what.
I mean things like Def Leppard, things like that.
So that's the thing. So I not particularly me, but there's a really great gag in Supernatural, the show, where they tend to talk about like Dean judges Sam for liking hair bands. Of course, Sam looking like he's from a hair band does not help.
I mean, imagine how much gel that would take.
Yeah, well, I mean, to a degree. Like, I guess Sam isn't like super hair bandy, but he's a little. I mean, he's got longish hair, so you know.
Well, I mean, to be fair.
Yeah.
Well, can you imagine now, like how much hair Bobby Fab hair gel or hairspray Bobby Fabulous goes through?
Well, a lot. I mean, it works there. It gets it from the source.
Yeah, but can you imagine how much he uses?
I can't. No.
Well, that's probably a good thing. It's probably a good thing.
Did Dan tell us?
No, but a future episode kind of gives a good clue.
Okay. Wait, we're going to see Bobby again?
Yeah, we see all of Love Handle again.
Oh, cool.
I mean, they're never like the central focus of an episode again, but we do see them like mentioned and referenced again. Remember, we saw them briefly. We saw them again in Across the Second Dimension.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah. Well, I didn't know who they were then, but, you know.
That is true, but they're the ones that sang Robot Riot.
Okay.
Which is, the song, The Big Battle at the End.
Yeah.
Like, so. Yeah. So I just love this entire thing. It's like you tiptoed in and all that, and then the whole kiss cam and everything, wipe the source. It's like, did you do all this for me? Well, I had a little help. I just love how modest Lawrence is about the whole thing.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, I had a little help. Yeah, like, considering his initial plan didn't exactly work out, it's a good thing he had help.
And again, I love that Lawrence is kind of in the know here yet again, where he like says, like, "Hey, can we do like a band in the backyard? Yeah, sure, boys, whatever, yeah."
It's like we're doing a rock concert up front. Like, all right, boys.
Gotta love Lawrence. I love these boys come from good stock.
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
It's like when you can definitely see like where Ferb gets a lot of his stuff from, and you can definitely see where Phineas gets his obliviousness from too.
For sure.
Yes. It's like, and of course all that, and then the Love on the Run lady comes up and starts singing with him.
Yeah.
That's my mom. Oh yeah. And of course, recreating the famous moment, like, well, don't just stand there, kiss her.
They go for it.
Happy anniversary, darling. And this time, yeah, and unlike the original time, he actually does go in for the move here.
He does.
Like, remember, because you notice in the original, like, I made my move. She's actually the one that initiated it the first time.
She did. So it's nice full circle storytelling, which is probably why the episode is regarded the way it is.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, this episode just works. It's like this is the show firing on all cylinders. I'll tell you that.
Speaking of firing all cylinders, again, Doofenshmirtz went up in that giant firecracker, and he's barreling towards things, and he's like, "Guys, you'll bury that way. Is that a love handle?"
Oh yeah, like, and of course they have Candace pulling in Phineas for a hug. It's like just them sharing a good bonding moment.
I love the bit with Vanessa. The whole "Thank you, Perry the platypus."
It's like, Vanessa, did you plan this party yourself? Did she tells him like her dad did it?
Yeah,
he did a really good job on this party.
Yeah,
I guess he did. And of course, unfortunately, he doesn't hear it. But he's like, "Thanks, Dad. You finally got one right."
Very nice. Took 16 years. It was a sweet 16 though.
Yes, and he finally got it right for her. And unfortunately, he doesn't actually see it, but she probably told him about it afterwards. So we can imagine that he knew.
Yep.
It's like he may blow up. It's like, nah, he's fine. He blows up all the time.
So yet again,
it's like he blows up all the time. But before you get to the gritty reboots, it's like you just gotta love. Like, it's finally a victory for Doofenshmirtz in a small way.
It is.
So it's like, okay, so gritty reboot time.
So again, Vanessa at this point is a lovely moment, but in the realization that I have no father, it's just the idea of my father exists at this point. Is that every time he dies, it just keeps coming back. So that's really the root of why Vanessa feels so indifferent towards her father. I mean, there's an affection there, but it's more of a memory of the guy who chose science over her. And then, however, no, not necessarily choosing science over her, but basically choosing science for immortality. So he's in her life, but it's not the real guy. There's always that little bit of distance there. So when she sees her father, actually, so she's lying to this poor kid right now. She's lying to Johnny, saying, "Yeah, he blows up all the time." Well, she's not lying about that part. She's lying about the part of, like, he's going to be okay because he's going to blow up a billion pieces, but there's going to be, like, we have the copy machine in back. I'll print them out. I'll push the button. I'll print them out. And we'll just pretend like everything's fine. Basically, go the full like John Hughes route with the ending of this.
Hey, at least our gritty reboot is consistent.
Yeah.
Like, hey, that's continuity. Our gritty reboot has continuity.
Continuity. Boom.
It's like, so of course, like, everything wraps up in a neat little bow. The firecracker explodes, revealing hearts during the dizzy moment. Everybody's having
Doofenshmirtz rains down in bloody pieces.
Good night, tri-state area.
Yeah.
It's like, and of course, one more closing song. Like, music makes us better. Chris Hedrick, Danny Jacob, and Dan Pomeroy wrote the song.
Yeah.
It's like, and every other major character we saw during the episode is getting in on the song and dancing, like how, like, basically saying, like, how music is inspiring and how, like, music makes our lives better. Like, even Perry's getting in on it. If you notice, even Perry was down there dancing in his lair. And the platypus has got some moves. He dances better than I do.
Well, I think he dances better than all of you. He does a lot of things better than all of us, Jacob.
Well, yeah, that is fair, but I always thought I'd have something on him with the dancing.
I mean, can you ride a jetpack?
I mean, no.
That's what I thought.
Can you ride a jetpack, Dragon?
Well, no, I can't ride a jetpack either.
Do jetpacks exist in reality?
Well, I mean, yes, but they're not as impressive.
That is true. So
that's the thing. They do. They're more like hydro jetpacks. So I mean, those exist.
I mean, I've seen those. I really want to ride. I really want to get on one of those hydro jetpacks. Those things look those things look amazing. Have you ever been on one of those?
No.
I mean, those things look like they'd be a lot of fun. Actually, it's like, Perry is the ideal man. Ladies, if your man wears a fedora, rides a jetpack, knows different styles of kung fu, styles of fighting and judo, it's like, that's not your man. That's Perry the platypus.
Yep. And is he teal? He's a platypus.
It's like, he's got nerves. He's got more than just mad skills. He's got a beaver tail and a bill.
Yep.
It's like, ladies, that's not your man. That's Perry the Platypus. It's like Perry is the ideal man. In this case, he's a platypus. It's like so. I mean, how many people can? I mean, Dragon. He pulls off that fedora well, right?
What?
He pulls that fedora off pretty well, right?
He does, yeah.
How many people in reality can pull off a fedora besides Harrison Ford?
I mean, I don't want to get all semantical and everything. I mean, Dick Tracy, but let's not dwell on things. But
Well,
point taken. If he cuts a mean silhouette, that platypus.
Yes, he does. Now, who would win? Who would win, Perry the Platypus or Dick Tracy?
I mean, I think Perry Platypus is luckier, but Dick Tracy, I think you're gonna be rooting for Dick Tracy.
Dick Tracy has a bit of a ruthlessness to him.
He does, but I think ultimately Perry Platypus, he's gonna have luck on his side.
Yeah, that is true. All right, so Dragon, counting all the episode, all the songs and everything, this is actually the first like full-on musical episode of the show. I mean, there have been episodes that have songs in it, but it's like the first full-on musical episode.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
It's like, so overall, it's like you said you really enjoyed this one, like the music and of course the Vanessa Doofenshmirtz stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And so, any closing thoughts then?
I mean, yeah, it was, again, it does feel like a milestone episode. It feels like something kind of special, unique, and, again, it was like really funny. And, it's kind of taking advantage of the things that we built up to this point. Like, we know what the formula is. We kind of subverted it with with like Candace teaming up with the boys. And the flip side, we set up Doofenshmirtz's terrible birthday parties, and we kind of paid that off with Vanessa. So I think everything is kind of nicely paid off here. And it's a benchmark in season 1 so far, it seems.
It is definitely. It's definitely one of my favorite episodes in the whole show. I mean, like it's like from the top tier songs to the way everything wraps up together, and even like some very much laugh out loud moments, and even a little bit of pathos, and even quite a bit of pathos as we've seen. It's like this is what the show is like when it can fire on all cylinders. Like this is like one of the 8 like not 8 tier S tier episodes of the show. In my opinion, anyway. So it's like, technically, since last week, this is our first foray into the back half of the first season. Like, so we have 12 more episodes after this. We have 12 more episodes after this. 15 through 26. So yeah, so far I think it's going quite well. I think it only goes up from here, I think. So how are you coming down on the fact that we're halfway through the show so far, Dragon? Like, how would you put this episode out of all of them so far?
Well, I mean,
if you can pick a favorite, that'd be fine too.
Well, I don't know, because the whole separating it in 2 thing is kind of tricky. I mean, this one is definitely it's up there. I don't know if it's going to be number 1, but it's definitely within the top 3.
All right, that's good.
I'd have to re-examine them to figure out which one's on top per se. But this was a pretty good one.
I mean, we could probably go through the episode titles again when the season's over.
Yeah, exactly. So I'd wait until then to revisit this, Jacob. But yeah,
I know. I'm just saying, since we're halfway through, I just thought it'd be a good
halfway there.
I'd say I'm already halfway there. Halfway there. And of course, we're not going to dedicate a whole different episode to going over every doing a wrap up like we do with Plus and Us, which would just be something we bring up at the end of the final episode of this season. Unless you want to do a whole one dedicated to this season.
Don't think so.
Okay, didn't think so. All right, so thank you, LEB, for joining us, and also Itchy La Productions. Has he commented on with us before?
I mean, I vaguely remember him, but I can't vaguely remember this person. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know if he's ever commented on the Recap-inator, though. I don't think so. Maybe I might be one.
The stuff that we've done. But I know. Yeah, I remember you were there. I just don't remember if like Phineas and Ferb was there.
Like, but will you rank every goodie reboot? It's like,
I mean, I'm going to leave that to you, LEB.
It's like, I mean, you're on the receiving end of that one, LEB. So yeah. I'm not going to say any more. I'm going to stand in solidarity with my partner here.
There you go.
Like, depending on the situation, but in this case, when it comes to goodie reboots, I'm going to stand in solidarity. So, anyway, so I guess that's it for this week. Unless you have like any denouement, Dragon. Any final words? I mean, I kind of said my piece. Like I said, this is one of my favorite episodes. Like, I almost was tempted not to write any notes for this one because of how much I've seen and how much I love it. I mean, I'm glad I did, but looking back, I still remembered almost every bit beat by beat. So, Dragon, anything else then, or should we close off? All right, I guess I'll close off. All right, so join us next week on the Recap-inator, where we get ready for the Betties. And have you heard of a fish fry? Well, this fish flies. Good night, everybody. Good night, Tri-State area.